Hey, good morning, fuckers. It's another day at the Daily BM. What's up, Mikey?
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily BM.
There you go. You're so much more exciting. Daddy's so proud.
I know.
Daddy's proud, too. Wait, what? Hey, we have the lovely Anitra back with us for another show. Hey!
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, we talked about aviation on your first trip here.
Mm-hmm.
No pun. And now we're going to talk a little bit about pump you up, a little fitness stuff.
Yes.
Because reading in your bio, you basically are an Olympic weightlifting coach.
Yes,
right?
a national level, a level 3. Yes, sir. And technical official.
That's
Oh,
exciting.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty awesome. What made you decide to go down that road? I mean, I feel like you've done everything. You're aviation, you're flying planes, Now you're doing.
Yeah. I own a furniture repair business too, but that's a whole nother episode.
Well, we'll see you back on another episode about how to repair your freaking couch and chair.
There you go. So you'll basically pick the furniture up, literally,
right?
Bring it back to your shop, repair it, and then fly it back to them.
Listen,
at their new house, wherever they're located.
If you know how to leverage, anything's movable. If you understand how to leverage it, that's all.
There you go.
Yeah, say that to my legs and ass. All right. You squat and you're like,
or lack thereof.
Right.
Hey, did you guys happen to see my? Why did I just go? You guys? Did you guys happen to see my Instagram story? It had Johnny Cash in it, talking about that when you're over 40. It's a real short.
I don't follow you.
Oh, okay. Nobody else does either. But I'm lucky if I get 2 views, including myself. But
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, where Johnny Cash is like, I hurt myself today. It just cuts away. Anybody at the gym over 40?
That's anybody. No, that's just getting out of bed in the morning. Like, like I just had a neck injury, and they're like, "How'd you hurt yourself?" It's like, I slept wrong.
Oh, those are called sleep injuries.
Yeah, sleep.
I was gonna say, don't make fun of that
wrong.
shit. I just had that 2 weeks ago. I couldn't turn my neck to the left, man. I couldn't look left. I had to turn my whole torso to look. So I
used
get
to be
that
exciting
shit.
Stories about what happened. I got up too fast. That's what happened. I popped my knee moving too quick.
Oh, it's never that 215-pound deadlift, is it? It's I turned around to throw something in the waist bin and my back went out.
Oh.
Hey, I got a horror story of that one, man. I was on a job once, or at work, in industrial automation. And I reached up just to grab basically just a bucket full of stuff. And as soon as I raised up, my whole entire back seized. I couldn't move. They literally had to put me on a dolly and move me to the front and lay me on my back to get it to loosen up because it was the first time. It's never happened again, but man, it sucked. Back pain sucks, man.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, because I can't imagine that Mikey goes through with his shoulder and neck, man. It's how he hammers through this shit. I don't know, because
it's getting better. Rehab's helping a lot.
I've been involved in. I've taken an airbag to the face 6 times in this life. I've been in 6 major car accidents.
Jesus. I don't know.
And
I car with you.
Yeah. So when we going flying, Anitra? No, just kidding.
So here's the thing, though. I have never broken a bone. I'm talking. I've been in 2 head-on collisions. I've been in a car that did 2.5 endos. I've been rear-ended. I mean, it's So and whatever. I've been T-boned at a high rate of speed. It's just nuts. And I've never had a broken bone, so I feel like you're safest with me because I've gotten so cocky about it because in my mind, God ain't taking me out by a car crash. I'd be gone already by now.
How have your passengers survived? That's more important.
What's your KDR? What's your KDR with your passengers? That's what I want to know. Are you like a 4-to-1 KDR on passengers?
No.
Because that sounds like a bait and switch. Like, I'm not worried about getting in a car wreck because I've always been fine. Now everybody else with me, they've not fared so well.
I wouldn't say I've been fine, but I've never broken a bone. But here's the problem, though.
Broken a bone.
Here's the thing, though. I've had a traumatic brain injury. That explains a lot, right? But but because my bones don't break, thanks for squatting a lot, my joints take the brunt of all of the impact. So I have serious arthritis everywhere.
Oh, see, I have that too, and I don't know how to deal with it. I'm struggling.
Well, that's all about diet. You got to keep inflammation down in your body. That's what it is.
Yep. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What different things inflame me. Mostly it's Brad.
Yeah,
what a dick.
Yep. Carbs. Oh, I thought you said bread. I'm like, yep.
No, I said,
No, he
I
said
said
Brad.
mostly,
I
I
knew
said
he-
mostly it's Brad.
Yeah.
Brad inflames
Oh my gosh.
me.
That's okay. I'm working on that. He won't have to deal with me much longer.
Oh, good.
See?
Wait, I'm like, what's happening here? Are you breaking up? What's going on here?
Yeah, we're over. We've been done.
Have we?
So-
I don't even know. We don't talk enough. Just kidding.
Exactly.
We talk every day.
I'm the guy that
That's
gets
like
ghosted.
bullshit.
I'm like the typical, I'm the ghosted person. I'm texting and just leaves me on read. You know what I mean? Actually, he removed his read signatures. Now I can't even tell if he read it or not.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
It's okay.
No,
It's
you turned
okay.
your location services off, so now I don't know where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
Stalker. You creeper. He's a creepy girlfriend, man. Where are you? I see you over at so-and-so. So let's get back to it real quick. We just sidebarred like
Fitness.
crazy.
Oh, okay.
So what got you started? Let's start from day one. Like what got you motivated and then actually took you into this Olympic coaching?
I was suicidal. I
Okay.
was depressed, and I was fat and unhappy, and I
Mhm.
actually attempted my life, took an attempt on my own life in 2005. Not a lot of people know that, but I felt more compelled to be just more transparent about that because I think it's important to know that
Absolutely.
can happen to anybody, you know. And I was locked up in, Lakeland Regional in the psych ward for the 72-hour hold or whatever. And I got out and there was no aftercare, right? So it was actually worse when I came out of the hospital than before I went in, because now I'm in this hell and now I have guilt, because that's how I was dealt with. Like, you look what you almost did to your family, to your kid, to your this. So it's like, oh, now I don't want to be here, but I'm guilted into staying. Right.
Ouch.
So
Yeah.
I laid around for weeks, months, maybe. I don't know. The timeline is blurred now, but I just got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And it was like, I can't not live like this anymore. It's negatively affecting my daughter. She didn't know. Nobody in my family knew. The suicide attempt, my boyfriend at the time happened to find me, and it was stayed under the radar. Like, I just told my mom about it maybe a year or two ago.
Wow.
And so I made a list of all the things I was unhappy with, and then I prioritized my list. What do I have control over? What can I change today of this list? And then I prioritized the list by that. And it was like, I hate myself. There were no mirrors in my house. I had this terrible self-loathing and body dysmorphia. And I went to the gym and I signed up, and they had a deal for like $99. You get a personal trainer on your day. They'll take all your measurements and do your body fat and kind of show you the machines and show you around the gym for 3 days to kind of get you comfortable going into the gym. And it was like it changed saved my life. Like, it
Like
was
a
the
light
thing,
switch
like,
quick kicked on.
yeah. And I couldn't afford a trainer at the time, like a regular one. Consistently a trainer.
Correct.
Trainers aren't,
Because they're not
expensive.
No,
Right.
Yeah.
And but the cool thing is, though, if you give your all, I lost 60 pounds in 11 months. Right.
Wow.
I ended up being an employee at the gym later on.
That's awesome.
And what I found is that these trainers see, because I'm there when they open the doors at 5 a.m. and I sit at the smoothie bar with the trainer that has to do the morning shift, and we would talk, and they see you're putting in the effort. They're happy to give you free advice. And I would just take any free advice I could get, and I applied it, and I stayed disciplined. And as my exterior changed, that poured into my interior, right? My confidence, and it just changed me. That was my therapy. That was my psych couch, was the gym.
That's awesome.
And then
I was laughing because as you were talking, both Brad and I were nodding like in sync, like bobbleheads.
Yeah, like bobblehead dolls. We should get bobblehead dolls of ourselves. Speaking of which, we'll talk about that.
That is such a powerful statement that if you fix your physical self, it'll restore your mental self.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of people say you have to fix your interior first, but I don't think there's a rule. I don't think there's a standard. I think it's different for everybody. Everybody's journey is different.
Well, I've talked to two gentlemen recently that one of them is he has schizophrenia, schizomania. And through exercise alone, he's able to regulate himself without having to take any medication, just because of the consistency of the workouts and how it balances out the hormones in his bodies and everything else. And then another gentleman, he's bipolar, and his lithium levels are like non-existent, but because he runs, he doesn't have to take any medication for it, and he has no symptoms as long as he's running. Like, as long as he's doing his exercise program, he's completely level. But if he stops, then he'd have to get back on medication because without the exercise. So it's amazing how much fitness plays into well-being,
and
mental
diet.
health. Yeah, diet.
I'll be honest with you, Anitra, I've started I know Mike has too as well. So, I mean, he can actually speak on his part, but myself, for the last 6 weeks, he's lost a lot of weight. I've lost, for me, to be down from 224 to 206 already in 6 weeks. It's been a freaking huge difference in me and the way I think my thought process is, because you're absolutely right. I think everybody has a different journey, and that you can start on the outside or the inside, whichever works for you. For me, working on the outside has been a huge thing for me. I can't tell you the last time I did 20 push-ups in a morning. I didn't, so I woke up this morning. One of the things I had to do, and I was on a call this morning, and we were like, "Hey man, let's start this out. What do you think? 11?" I go, "Let's shoot for 20." And I did them in perfect form. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you the last time I was able to do that many push-ups. That's a small win. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like kind of changing. Take the small wins, because that'll get you to the big picture.
And it's true in life in general, right? It is the small victories, and it's so important, in my opinion, that they are acknowledged and celebrated.
Yep.
So a little more about me is, I had a 17-year eating disorder, dysfunction, right? And I messed myself up pretty good, taking tons of unhealthy appetite suppressants over the years. Right. And, that unhealthy relationship we have that's built into us, especially as I struggled with that as a young girl, with societal or cultural expectation, kind of. And so I had to heal my relationship with food too. And so I have still fluctuated. Like, I'm real heavy again right now. I'm not real comfortable in my skin, but so interesting, because I've done all of the work. It's like, okay, like I said, I went on that road. Oh, that was the last episode. Went on the road trip, because I was depressed. So now I've mentioned depression twice. So clearly that's something that I have to deal with. And so I had to, it's food and acceptance and doing the work and understanding those relationships, acknowledging, okay, I got depressed. This has me here. I've come out of the darkness, and now it's time to heal again, which there's so much beauty in that, right? It's a messy ride. And I feel like the more messy the ride, actually, the more we evolve and ascend in our journey, right? So I'll take the hardships, right? Because I feel like I'm going to graduate this life with honors at this point. So I'm heavy, and I'm back hitting the gym hard. But now I'll be 49 soon, and I'm perimenopausal, which is the devil. That's like chopping your nuts off at 48 years old, right? But it's so easy compared to women in perimenopausal to get hormone replacement therapy. Insurance covers it, but we're just crazy, and it's really hard. Yeah. So it's been interesting, and I attribute the perimenopause to this last, depression lull. It's like, because you start thinking like, what is wrong with me? I'm getting older, because denial about that. So, and the exercise is different for women when they hit that stage too. Like, the cardio is not going to help you if you're perimenopausal. You need to lift weights. You need to squat.
So are you taking, sorry.
Go ahead, Brad. No, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, are you taking hormone replacement?
No, I have just started researching it, because it just is become, in the past 6 or 7 months, it's like, oh my gosh.
You're starting to move in that direction.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of research about what I want to do. I've always been so leery of medications, taking prescription medications, but
Ditto.
at this point, I think
Same here.
because, well, I mean, depression, brain fog, weight gain, it's a lot of things, not just one or two symptoms. And these are things that are affecting my life every day. Like when I wake up and I can't feel awake all day. Like I have a lot to do. I'm running a business. I'm getting to the gym. I go run my dog, and I just got a lot to do. I need my energy levels to be,
Right.
Normal, at least consistent. That'd be great. Just get them up to a consistent level instead of the ups and the dips and stuff. So,
see, I feel like doctors, and again, I'm not picking on the medical profession too much here, but I feel like doctors, their automatic go-to is a pill. And it really frustrates me because I'm not looking for the pill to fix it. I'm looking for either a natural way to do it or, just something besides just saying, okay, I'm going to give you this to take care of it. Now, I understand there are some people that they do require because it's a chemical imbalance. You know what I mean?
Right.
That they're trying to trim that chemical down.
Yeah.
But that's
there's
just
no money
my
in
personal
homeopathic
feeling.
remedies.
Correct.
That's all.
What were you going to say, Mike? You were going to interject on that?
Well, I was gonna interject on that because one of the things that we both started, it's been a while now. It's almost been, has it been a year yet? I think
Yes.
it's getting close.
It's been a year.
We started testosterone replacement therapy, TRT.
Don't you feel like amazingly better?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, my testosterone was incredibly low. It was like 165.
Yeah,
which
it was lower than me.
When I went to my primary doctor, he said, "Oh, you're just a little low, like because I guess 200 is normal for my age, or like normal low."
Mm-hmm.
And Brad actually introduced me to somebody that got us. He's a licensed nurse practitioner, and he started talking to us a little bit about it because that's his company, his men's wellness, men's health and wellness. And man, what a difference it like as far as like my energy level, my mood, my depression, it made all the difference. And there's a lot of backlash out there for TRT.
That's interesting. I don't see that. That's interesting you say that because that's not my perception.
I do. There's a lot of naturalists out there that are really against it. Like I mentioned it in this organization that Brad and I are part of, and I had quite a few people message me going, "You need to do it naturally. You need to do this and this," and I'm like, "Yeah, but that's fantastic when you're trying to go from like 800 to 1,000, but when you're at 165, you're a danger zone. It's like you're so low that you have no energy. I had no energy, no drive. Around 2:00, the brain fog would be kicking really hard.
Yeah.
My focus, my emotion, I would cry at, sentimental commercials.
Yep.
Been there. And for no reason, like just literally start just like tears rolling down my face, not like all out bawling, but just like really upset by it. And then I'd have the lowest of lows. And now I've been on it for, almost a year, I think. And it's revolutionized my life. Like I'm down 42 pounds. I'm working out. I have energy. I'm not as mentally foggy. I still feel like I'm somewhat foggy, so I don't know if there's other stuff I've obviously got to start working on.
Yeah.
Well, let me add to Mikey real quick.
Yes.
Sorry. So my thing is, it's like, and I've said this on prior episodes before, when you're taking TRT, any type of testosterone or any type of thing that's going to alter you, it's important if you're a male and a female to go to the doctor, get your blood work drawn annually, and make sure your numbers are in, you do, there are some medical issues that you could have from it if you don't pay attention to the numbers, for instance. Like you just don't want to go give yourself a shot of TRT without getting, your blood drawn, finding out what it is, getting it retested in, 90 days to 6 months again to make sure, hey, that's where my levels, when I first started, I went with a normal dosage, from the guy, but I ended up being like 200 or 1190 in my testosterone, dude. I was wondering why I was being such a fucking dick all the time. You know what I mean? Because I had a lot of, male. And so I backed off of it, in half, and I'm about to go get retested again here because I'm at that point. I guarantee you that I'm probably sitting in that 900 range to 800 ranges, and that seems to be my sweet spot for me, So it's important that you go to the doctor too to get those numbers
Agreed.
tested.
Yeah, get your blood work done for sure. I mean, you need measurable markers. That's important.
Correct. Yeah. Good
So,
word.
my advice is, this is gonna sound crazy. Squat heavy 3 times a week, right? That is your natural testosterone booster, right? So I can dig up the studies and show you that you get overall body composition changes when you do this. So my Olympic weightlifting team, my athletes squat 6 days a week. They max squat 6 days a week. Now there's different stimuluses, right? Some days it might be a 3-rep max front squat, right? But that's a max. You go as heavy as you can. Then next day it might be a 1-rep max back squat, but you have to have a 3-second pause at the bottom of the squat. That squat's going to be much lighter, much less weight than just a normal without the pause, right? So the stimulus changes every time they were to squat. And what that does is, because you're using the biggest muscle group in your body, it boosts human growth hormone, which boosts testosterone, which builds muscle, which burns fat. It keeps you young. And come on, let's just be honest. Life ends at when you lose your ability to wipe your own ass, right? So by being strong, that way, you're just more stable in life in general. And my chiropractor, all those accidents we spoke about, my chiropractor, who was one of my athletes, because I owned a gym for 6 years, and I used to say my chiro is stronger than yours. He'll tell you that what has saved me is from the weightlifting and all the squats is what has preserved my body in all these traumatic accidents. So.
Yeah, squatting is something I'm working my way into because I have some knee injuries, so it's been challenging for me. I have a lot of stability issues. Like I was doing just basic squats and lunges last night, and I had to put ice on my knee afterwards. Just started a little bit of swelling, so I'm trying to work my way through that to start lifting heavier.
About 99% of people do not lunge correctly.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
So.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I'm probably in that 99 percentile.
At times, depending on my
unless you've been taught, you are. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's a good. Maybe you could provide a resource to where we can actually, maybe like a YouTube link or something that we, the correct form.
Well, you can't. So here's the thing: everybody has different lever lengths. It's physics. You apply. So I actually had to apply the laws of motion to all of the movements when I went for my national level 3 Olympic weightlifting cert. And you all have different fulcrums and lever lengths, right? So like I'm a midget, right? But I've got 20-inch femurs. On my legs I've got a 2-inch waist. There's like 2 inches between the top of my hip and my bottom rib. I've got my legs are as long as some 6-foot men that have more torso, right? But they've got short legs. I've got long legs, no torso.
Right.
And there is no cookie cutter way to teach somebody without being there, because depending on what your lever lengths are, your squats can look completely different to mine. Like if you look at the diagrams of a squat, like the stickman squat diagrams, and it looks like they're sitting in a chair, I will fall over. I have to pitch forward a little bit to accommodate for the length of my femurs.
Oh, okay.
So there is not a cookie cutter way to this stuff.
Yeah, that's really important.
So what would you recommend? So what is somebody supposed to do to know whether or not they have the correct form? Like get somebody in that has your experience, for instance, or how do you get around that? Because I'm bow-legged, so I'm sure I'm doing mine wrong.
Well, as long as you're not hurting yourself, that's the thing. Like your knees are hurting, right? I don't know what your history is, but
I had my knee dislocated in a Krav Maga event, and then and I've got just some MCL tears. In the
so
past.
You're beat up anyway.
So it's injury related, not from lunges. I just have to be, and I'm heavy now. Like I was 280 at my highest, at the highest level of depression. I'm at 238 now. I was 280 in August. I'm down to 238. So I've lost about 42 pounds since August. Been really pushing it. and now I'm kind of ratcheting it up a little bit. I just hired I just got a running coach who's going to help me develop my running skills, because I feel like I run very poorly. Like I feel like my form's off and my skills are off on that. So I hired a running coach for that. And part of the routine is.
Well,
yeah,
I guess
part of the routine is squats and, exercises, because they say my biggest issue is I don't have any glutes. So
you're quad dominant.
I have glutes, but they're weak. Yeah, so I'm quad dominant, which is causing a lot of strain on the knees and around the back of the calves. Where he said if you really strengthen your glutes, then they're strong enough to hold the rest of the frame. Basically, I mean, he said it much more eloquently than that.
So you would be better at doing like unilateral work instead of bilateral work to engage, to learn how to engage. So
I know that means 1 versus 2, but other than that, I don't have any idea what it means. I'm not a fitness dude.
So back to your question, Brad, I guess really if I could give like a generic cue to everybody who's squatting, the rules are butt down, chest up. That's the way we pick things up. Although we're not picking anything up in a squat, but your chest shouldn't be facing the ground when you're squatting, right? And you want to lift your toes in your shoe. Just like pick your toe up off the ground. Because what that does, a lot of people are way forward in their toes when they squat, and then their knees shoot way out and they're pitched forward. Right?
So should you be shoulder width apart, or should you be just outside your shoulder width with your legs?
I mean, for everybody's lever lengths. But I say just slightly outside of shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed out, just slightly pointed out, and then your knees track the same direction as your toes, and that's it. And keep your weight back.
Okay, and then it's just chest out and butt down.
But don't look up. Okay. People always look up. I don't understand that.
So you can look straight is what you're saying. Just kind of come down.
Well, my thing is you don't walk around looking up, right? You don't walk around looking up. So why on earth would you move a loaded weight looking up?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what my trainer told me too. They said look straight, look natural, look forward. Don't look down at your feet. Neutral. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. Neutral. Keep a neutral spine. Don't look down at your feet while you're trying to squat, and don't look up at the ceiling.
Here and then down.
Oh, it drives me nuts to see guys in the gym like trying to max deadlift, and they're looking in the mirror. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, stay neutral.
I saw that yesterday. I saw 2 women doing it, and they were actually in pretty good shape, but they had their head straight up, looking off to the side when they're lifting, and trying to max out pretty much the whole time. And I'm like, going, what the fuck are you doing? But I was like, for each his own, I guess.
What another thing about the squatting is to activate the glutes is when you're coming up out of the bottom of the squat, right? Imagine that there's a cut in the carpet, right? For a carpet, let's say you're standing on a mat, right? And there's it's been cut down the middle. And as you're coming up out of the bottom of the squat, imagine that with your feet, you're trying to pull those rubber mats apart, and you'll feel your hamstrings and your glutes activate. Because most people drive off of their toes, which makes them be quad dominant, right? So when you keep your weight neutral through your foot and then separate the ground with your feet, you'll feel your glutes engage.
Oh yeah, I was just trying in my chair, and I could feel a difference in my glutes just by pushing, like I'm trying to separate the tile underneath me.
It's true.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I know. It made me laugh a little bit.
That's my favorite thing about training people is like, I've been doing it for so long. It started back in 2005, and who would have ever known that it would evolve into me being a trainer, and then people attributing me to saving their lives, which is huge. Like, I don't know what to do when people tell me that, but I'm honored. And it's just little things like this that I've picked up over the years that I feel is really helpful. And I just love it. I just feel like I'm serving a purpose in life,
Yeah, so I just have one question. And, I was reading over your bio a little bit, and you were talking about like how you were organizing one of the largest CrossFit competitions in the U.S., and it was basically in a Netflix documentary called Functional Fitness. Tell me a little bit about that. How'd that come about?
So me and the ex-husband, we owned a gym called CrossFit Fenrir here in Lakeland. It was the 3rd CrossFit gym that opened up in Lakeland. It opened in England first in 10, I believe, 9 or 10. And then we brought it
What
over
part?
here to the, it was in Suffolk, Ipswich, Suffolk.
Okay. Yep. I know what you're talking
And
about.
we moved it over to Lakeland. I think we opened here in 2012. And I wanted to raise money for for 50 Legs. I wanted to help the firefighter that lost his leg in a tragic motorcycle accident get a high quality prosthetic leg so that he could return to his passion. He was quite young. It was always his dream to be a firefighter. And you have to have like a $50,000 prosthetic to be able to pass a physical to do firefighting. And so I'm like, well, this is why I owned my gym. And I was like, well, how can we do this? Well, we'll go with what we know. We'll do a fitness competition. And the very first one was in 2013 in Kentucky Avenue in Lakeland. We shut down the street and we set up big racks and gyms and barbells out there. And we had 128 competitors, about maybe.
Did we lose her?
I think we may have.
I think we lost her. I think
Anitra.
I think she had an internet problem. Well, Mike, like I said, with the fitness stuff, I think it's just, again, getting the right information.
100%.
So
there's so much bad information out there. I mean, a lot of good information. I really wanted to have Anitra on because I wanted to talk a little more about CrossFit, because I feel like CrossFit's been very beneficial for athletes, but I also feel like it's caused a lot of people to get injured because they weren't ready to get into CrossFit.
Right.
So having an interesting conversation to see what her viewpoints
it appears
on that.
that she had her laptop off of her charger and it died.
Okay.
So she's grabbing her charger. She may be back in time. But if not, we can always do another show with her and talk about that.
Yeah, I think we'll just wrap this one because we're sitting about 30 minutes. So we'll wrap this one up, guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll pick it up right on the next episode. Day after, talking to Anitra, because I think we'll be back on with her shortly. And Brad, you want to lead us out?
Yeah, don't forget, head over to thedailybm.com. That's where you can check out all our socials. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And then at the main, don't forget as well, after you subscribe, to head over to our YouTube channel, because there is going to be plenty of videos posted soon. So we look forward to seeing you guys on the very next episode. Mikey, you got anything before we get out of here?
Hey, everybody, have a great day. Just remember, get out there and live and do some squats.
Squats, bitch.
Squats in.
Squats. Do them now and do them right. So anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next one, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Have a good one.
Deuces.